So let's continue our OHL history series where we're going season by season since the OHL became what it is known back in the 1980-81 season, right up until where we are today, getting ready for the 2025-26 OHL regular season. I'm recording these videos in advance, and at this point, a few of the videos have already posted and starting to see the comments of people who've been appreciating this series. It's been encouraging just to see the positive feedback. So hopefully you've been enjoying this ride so far, and even if this is your first time seeing this series, you can always go to the OHL History tab on the channel. I have a playlist set up there where I'm putting all of them together, and you can run through from 80-81 right up until where we are today, wherever it is that I've recorded. Hopefully at this point that this one airs, I finished recording, because my idea was I do this as an off-season thing, so I don't have to be posting videos every day during the week. So let's dive into it. The 2001-2002 OHL season. It's the 22nd season, and it's 20 teams playing 68 games. No changes, as we're seeing some stability around the Ontario Hockey League in the early 2000s. So let's dive into the standings. Starting off the West Division, the Plymouth Whalers once again at the top. 39-15-12-2 is their record for 92 points. Second into the division, the Sioux Greyhounds with a record of 38-20-10. Good for 86 points. The Windsor Spitfires, they would be third in the division. They'd have a record of 33-24-6-5. Good for 77 points. The Sarnia Sting, fourth with a record of 27-29-5-7 for 66 points. Well, the London Knights, bottom of the division, but they would still make the playoffs with a record of 24-27-10-7 for 65 points. In the Midwest Division, we would see the Erie Otters. They'd be at the top with a record of 41-22-4-1 for 87 points. The Guelph Storm, second with a record of 37-23-7-1 for 82 points. And the Kitchener Rangers, third with a record of 35-22-10-1 for 81 points. Now, the Owen Sound Attack would not make the playoffs this year. They finished with a record of 24-31-10-3 for 61 points. And also missing the playoffs would be the Brampton Battalion with a record of 26-35-5-2 for 59 points. Now, shifting to the Central Division over in the Eastern Conference, the Toronto St. Michael's Majors, they would finish first in the division, a record of 40-19-8-1, good for 89 points. Right behind them, the Barrie Colts, they had a record of 38-19-9-2 for 87 points. Sudbury Wolves, third with a record of 25-33-5-5 for 60 points. North Bay Centennials, fourth with a record of 18-37-8-5 for 49 points. And finishing at the bottom, the Mississauga Ice Dogs, they would miss the playoffs yet again, but a significant improvement with a record of 11-47-6-4 for 32 points, because the season before this, they only had 3 wins. So Mississauga improving, and we're starting to see the benefits of that Jason Spezza trade, and we'll see that with some of the points when we see the top 10 scorers. Heading into the East Division, it'd be the Belleville Bulls leading the way. 39-23-4-2 is their record for 84 points. Tied with them were the Ottawa 67s. 36-20-10-2 was their record for 84 points. Third, the Peterborough Petes, 33-22-7-6 for 79 points. The Oshawa Generals, fourth, with a record of 23-33-7-5 for 58 points. And at the bottom of the division and missing the playoffs would be the Kingston Frontenacs with a record of 18-37-9-4 for 49 points. Now, this was a rough season for North Bay with an aging facility and the team being unprofitable. The ownership at this point were looking for new owners, and one arrived outside of the province. So before the offseason, the team, they would prepare for a move to the state of Michigan. So this would be the final season that we would have OHL hockey as the North Bay Centennials. And remember, they arrived in North Bay from Niagara Falls as the Flyers in the early 1980s. So their run comes to an end following this season. Former Sioux Greyhound defenseman Craig Hartsburg, he would return to the team as a head coach following stints in the National Hockey League. And staying with coaching, the Kitchener Rangers, they would name Pete DeBoer as their next head coach. So big things coming here for the Kitchener Rangers in the early 2000s. Looking at the top scorers from the 2001-2002 season, Nathan Robinson of the Belleville Bulls led the scoring with 47 goals, 63 assists, 110 points. Also from the Belleville Bulls is Mike Renzi with 44 goals, 64 assists, 108 points. Third in scoring, Jason Spezza, splitting time between Windsor and Belleville. 42 goals, 63 assists, 105 points. From the Sarnia Sting, Chris Newbury, 42 goals, 62 assists, 104 points. Corey Pecker from the Erie Otters, 53 goals, 46 assists, 99 points. Dustin Jameson from the Sarnia Sting, he had 44 goals, 53 assists, 97 points. Daryl Bootland from the Toronto St. Michael's Majors, he was 7th in scoring, 41 goals, 56 assists, 97 points. Miguel DeLille of the Ottawa 67s, 8th in scoring with 55 goals, 40 assists, 95 points. Patrick O'Sullivan, the highest scoring Mississauga Ice Dog player at this point, 34 goals, 58 assists, 92 points. And then Mike Stelopoulos of the London Knights, 28 goals, 62 assists, 90 points for 10th in scoring that season. Now going into the playoffs, we'll take a look at the Western Conference first, and the Plymouth Whalers upset in the first round by the London Knights. The Knights would take that opening round series in 6 games. Meanwhile, the Erie Otters, no problems with the Sarnia Sting, winning that series in 5 games, while the Sioux Greyhounds upset by the Windsor Spitfires in 7 games, and the Guelph Storm, they would complete the series sweep of the Kitchener Rangers. Over in the Eastern Conference, the Toronto St. Michael's Majors would eliminate the North Bay Centennials in 4 straight, so this would be the end of the Centennials before their move to Saginaw. Then you would have the Belleville Bulls. They would take care of the Oshawa Generals in 5 games. The Barrie Colts eliminate Sudbury in 5 games, while the Ottawa 67s would take care of the Peterborough Petes in 5 games. In the second round of the playoffs, the Erie Otters, they would take on the London Knights, and it would be Erie defeating the Knights 4-2, while the Windsor Spitfires, continuing their Cinderella run, they would upset the Guelph Storm in 5 games. Over in the Eastern Conference, the Toronto St. Michael's Majors getting it done against Ottawa, winning that series in 7 games, while the Barrie Colts upset the Belleville Bulls in 6 games. In the conference final, starting off in the West, the Erie Otters, they would defeat the Windsor Spitfires, ending their run in 5 games, while the Barrie Colts upset the Toronto St. Michael's Majors in a 4-game sweep. So for the J Ross Robertson Cup, we would have the Erie Otters against the Barrie Colts, and it would be the Erie Otters winning their very first J Ross Robertson Cup as they would defeat the Barrie Colts in 5 games. So what a run it was for the Erie Otters. Now, the Guelph Storm, they were the host of the 2002 Memorial Cup. So the Otter Storm would be joined by the Victoriaville Tigra from the QMJHL and the Kootenay Ice of the WHL. Guelph, they would have to face Victoriaville in a tiebreaker following the round robin, which the Tigra would win 4-3. So Guelph, brand new arena, celebrating it with the Memorial Cup, but they just couldn't get the job done as they would fall short in their 2002 quest for the Memorial Cup. Now, Victoriaville, they would then go on to face the Erie Otters in the semifinal, and Erie losing in overtime by a final score of 5-4, which meant Tigras would take on the Ice, and it would be Kootenay winning it by a final score of 6-3. Now, looking at the award winners from the 2001-2002 season, starting off with the Red Tilson Trophy, that would go to Brad Boyes. As Brad Boyes, what a solid career he had in junior, winning the title there. The Eddie Powers Memorial Trophy went to Nathan Robinson of the Belleville Bulls. Craig Hartsburg of the Sioux Greyhounds wins the Matt Layden Trophy. The Jim Mahan Memorial Trophy would go to Matt Renzi of the Belleville Bulls. Your OHL Goaltender of the Year, Ray Emery of the Sioux Greyhounds. There's a name worth mentioning. The OHL Executive of the Year went to Sherwood Basson of the Erie Otters. Jack Ferguson and Jim Lever, they would win the Bill Long Award. Patrick O'Sullivan, he won the Ems Family Award from the Mississauga Ice Dogs. The OHL Humanitarian of the Year was David Silverstone of the Belleville Bulls. William Hanley went to Brad Boyes of the Erie Otters, while Corey Pecker won the Leo Lalonde Memorial Trophy. And the Wayne Gretzky 99 Award for Playoff MVP, Brad Boyes. What a season it was, 2001-2002 for Brad Boyes and the Erie Otters, winning their first OHL championship, but falling short at the 2002 Memorial Cup. So a summary of this season, let me know in the comments below. What was your memory that stood out from that season? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Appreciate all your support, and we'll talk to you again soon.